I hope you're all doing really well. It has been a hot minute since I filmed a YouTube video, so I'm sorry that I've been gone for a while. I've just been recouping, you know, trying to pull myself together, do my affirmations, get into good routines, stick to good habits, which I guess actually ties into this video. I feel like today I just want to kind of film like a kind of chill catch up with me, update, give you guys some mental health advice. You guys had some questions for me, so I thought I'd answer them in a little video, and yeah, just have a little chat, a little cozy talk. I have not drunk enough water today. Today is currently 20th of November. We are so close to Christmas and I'm so bloody excited. I've planned out all my Christmas videos, but we're gonna have a calm before the storm. We're gonna have a little chat. Before we proceed with this video, please make sure you do smash a huge thumbs up and subscribe down below, as it literally means the whole world to me. And let's get into the video. You guys sent me some questions on Instagram, some on TikTok. I'm just gonna flick through and answer some. But yeah, I hope you're all doing really well and I hope you've been feeling good. What tips do you have for trying to be productive on a bad day? I am the biggest procrastinator I've ever met in my whole entire life, and I genuinely really struggle to be productive sometimes. Like, I'll be laying on my bed and I'm like, I want to get up and do something more than anything, and I literally physically can't. I can't really explain it. What helps me be productive is knowing that, like, I'll have a good sleep if I just get something done, and I'm gonna feel so good. Like, I think about how I feel once a thing is done. Do you know what I mean? So to be productive, write checklists for a start. Always do a checklist. Tick it off as you go and just focus on how you're going to feel at the end of it, because that's definitely what helps me be more productive. But I really struggle with that too. Any solutions on how to cope with social anxiety? Hey, do you know what? My social anxiety flutters. Sometimes I get just so scared, and other times I'm completely fine. It doesn't bother me. Like, between me and Kai, my boyfriend, if we're out and we need to ask someone something, it's normally me that would go and ask. But then I get so anxious over stupid things that Kai doesn't, like with regards to people and group situations. So it's really strange, to be fair. I'm not really too sure how my social anxiety works. You just have good and bad days. I think, like, the most important thing is realising that everyone feels the same as you. At the end of the day, not everyone is actually focusing on what you're doing. No one actually cares what you're doing or what you're saying or what you're, like, how you look. Everyone's too worried about themselves to even focus about you. Like, if you think about it, do you ever actually look around and, like, judge everyone and worry about what they're doing or how they ate their dinner or what they're wearing? You don't, because you're too busy worrying about yourself. So you just need to try your best to remember that, like, no one actually cares. Like, it's all in your own head. Like, all the anxieties and everything you're worrying about is stuff in your own head, and everyone else is too busy feeling the same to worry about you. So no one really cares. Like, everyone's just trying to get on with their day just like you are. So yeah. How do you keep your mind occupied when you're feeling anxious? To be honest with you, this is something I need to work on, because I don't really keep my mind occupied. I just wallow in it, and I feel so sorry for myself, and I sit around doing nothing, thinking that the whole world is on my shoulders and the whole world is against me, when realistically it's not. I think I definitely have comfort TV shows though, like The Vampire Diaries. I think you guys have all realised by now that I'm literally obsessed, and it only became a new thing this year, but I was the same with Pretty Little Liars when I started watching it. Like, I really latch on to shows and it becomes like a comfort thing for me, and I think I was going through a bad time when I started watching The Vampire Diaries, so for me now it's just a comfort. So I think maybe try and find a comfort show for you to keep your mind occupied. That's maybe the best way. Or do a hobby, you know, journal. Journaling's really good. I've been trying my best to do that and keep on top of that as much as I can recently. But yeah, I definitely think journaling, having a comfort show, go out on a walk sometimes helps. Have a conversation with someone, or try and do something like make your bed, change your bed covers, wipe down the sides, because it will just distract you. Do you know what I mean? But for me, it's having a comfort show. Someone said, can we get another makeup tutorial? You sure can. Do you know, I've not had this in a while. Maybe I'll do a Christmas day get ready with me. I might do that. I might do a get ready with me on Christmas Day. But I'm actually away for Christmas this year. It's my first one without my family, which is going to be really strange. I'm going away with Kai's family and some of their friends to a cabin, which I'm so excited for, but it's going to be really weird not being home. But I'm probably going to take my camera with me. I will take my camera with me. I'm going to push myself to vlog. I get really embarrassed to vlog when I'm not with my own family. So I'm going to push myself to vlog. But I might do a Christmas get ready with me. It will just mean that you get it a little bit later. A while ago you spoke about feeling guilty after eating food. Do you still feel this way? This is a very sensitive topic, so for anyone who does suffer with eating disorders, please do not take this personally. Like, I do not in any way have an eating disorder. I just go through phases where I'm quite weird with food. I am not in any way, shape or form saying that I'm a big person. I'm not, but I have gained weight. And my problem is just that I binge and then I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Like, it's not so much like, oh, I feel guilty about it and I want to get it back up, but I just feel like, oh, I shouldn't have eaten that, and it makes me feel really crappy. So I think it's more just that, like, for me, for my mental health, I should have more of a balanced diet, because it makes me feel more alive and more awake and more productive and feel good about myself. So I think it's just poor eating habits more than anything. Like, I don't feel guilty, and I don't think it's anything to really be worried about. Thank you so much for remembering and asking that. That's really sweet. But yeah, it's not really anything I'm worried about as such. I just kind of need to get myself into better eating habits, because I don't do anything about it. I eat crap all day and I'm really lazy with food, and then I just think, oh, I shouldn't have done that, and it just puts me in a bit of a bad mood, and it makes me feel not very confident. So I think that's a big player as well. If you're struggling with your mental health right now, look at your diet, because your diet really does affect your mental health, even though you don't realise it. And physical, like, as well. Like, if I'm eating shit all the time, I feel tired and I feel drowsy. Like, you really do need good stuff in your system. So I think that's what it is for me. Do you suffer with morning anxiety? If so, how do you deal with it? Do you know what? I am actually much more of a morning person than a night person, and the reason is, when I wake up in the morning, I'm kind of on go mode. I'm like, go, go, go. I start work at like 7:45 every single morning. So I'm up, ready, I'm distracted, I go to work and I'm saying hello to everyone. I love seeing people in the morning at work. We're all really close at work. So I'm kind of just on go mode, checking my emails, and I'm just, there's a lot going on for me. And I feel like in the mornings it's kind of like, right, let's go. Like, what's today got for me? And I'm always thinking what I'm grateful for in the mornings and in good routines, and then it gets to the evening, and that's my time where I reflect on anything in the day that may have not gone how I wanted it to, or feel bad that I've not been as productive as I'd have liked. So I definitely get much more evening anxiety. So I can't really give you any solid advice there with the morning anxiety, but all I would say is maybe just try and do what I do and get yourself into morning routines, because it's what works for me. So maybe just try and find a morning routine that works for you. Journaling in the morning is definitely a good one though, so I maybe would recommend that if you get morning anxiety. What do you do when you feel down but can't seem to get motivated? Do you know what? One thing I learned this year is motivation is not going to come to you. Like, if you just sit around on your bed all day and wait to feel motivated to do something, it's never going to happen. And sorry, there's fluff right there and I've got an itchy eye. You're just going to sit there and the hours are going to flick past, and you're just gonna be thinking, oh, I could have done that by now, I could have done that by now, I could have done that by now. Just get up and get it started. It's really hard sometimes, I know, trust me, as I said, I'm a procrastinator, but just get up and get going, because motivation doesn't come to you. You are the only person who can make yourself motivated. So just get up and do it. And also, it makes you feel happy. Like, when, honestly, sometimes I'm like, oh, I throw a tantrum because I cannot be bothered to do something, and I do it and I feel so good. Like today I cleaned my room and I de-dusted, or I emptied all my shelves and I cleaned them, and I feel so much better, and I've been putting it off for ages. So just do it. How are you really doing at the moment? I'm struggling with the stress of school and stuff. Okay, firstly, let's talk about you and your school. School stuff, if I'm being completely honest with you, and I know it's harder said than done, but just stop stressing. Like, I sweated school so much, I tried so hard, which I 100% always try your best, always, in anything you do, as a self-pride thing, if anything. Always try your best. And school is important. It depends what route you want to go down, really. Like, it depends what you want to do once you leave school. But for me, it was a lot of stress and anxiety that I didn't really need. Like, I just think what you learn in school is just so irrelevant. I probably shouldn't say this because I know I have a younger audience, but don't take what I'm saying on face value. Still try your best in everything you do, regardless of what I'm saying. And I would still, if I went back to school again, I would just work just as hard as I did, and I wouldn't change a thing. Just bear in mind, if you are struggling with the anxiety, that at the end of the day your life really isn't going to be affected by your school grades. You can retake exams if you need to. School is just not as important as your mental health, and school really don't care about your mental health as much as you want them to. And I know that sounds really harsh, but they don't. The people who care most about your mental health is you and your parents, or your loved ones, or your carers. School just want to get the best grades possible. So just focus on yourself, and if school's giving you anxiety, just take a break from your schoolwork. Do a little bit, do as much as you can, but I don't know, I just feel like for me, school is not worth the stress. I feel like they put so much pressure on young people. Like, they're the best years of your life. You need to be out there enjoying it and building on your people skills and working on mastering your own mind and learning your own body, rather than learning fucking quotes from the Christmas Carol or Macbeth and learn about the like cells in a leaf. Like, I'm sorry, but I really don't give a fuck. And I worked so hard and I did it and I got good grades, but who actually cares? Like, your mental well-being is more important than layers of a leaf. Or, like, I'm sorry, but it is. How did you deal with the high amount of schoolwork and coursework in college? A lot of these questions are about schooling, and it's really concerning for me because it just breaks my heart that you guys feel so stressed and your mental well-being is being affected by school. But I do understand it's a really big time in your life. It is a lot of pressure, regardless of my opinions on it. For me, what worked for me was, So our school offered, it depends if your school offers it, but our school offered interventions from like 4 o'clock onwards. Oh no, sorry, from we finish at 3 p.m. and then you'd have interventions to 4 p.m. and then others would start at like 5:30 until 6:30. The ones from 3 till 4, you generally were told you need to go to this intervention on this day, depending what the teachers thought on where you were. And then the 5:30 till 6:30 ones was kind of optional. I did every intervention possible. I went to all of them, even if I wasn't told to go, or if I wasn't really allowed to, I'd ask to be in the class, because for me, I'd rather be at school until 6 o'clock at night and then come home and all of that time is mine, because then I felt like I wasn't bringing it home with me. I don't like bringing schoolwork and school stress home with me. I did it all at school. I worked my bollocks off in school and I stayed at school as late as possible, doing every single intervention possible. And then I had the teachers with me helping, so I wasn't sitting at home struggling confused. The teachers were right there holding my hand, helping me out, and I could come home, have my dinner, have a shower, watch films, do whatever I wanted with my evening. So my best advice to you, with trying, I'm such a babbler, like I'm such a babbler. I just know that I'm going to edit this video and think, shut up. Anyway, my advice to you, if your school offers after school interventions, go to every single one that you possibly can. So then when you go home, you can just do the bare minimum / nothing. Because it's your time and you don't need to be bringing the stress of school home with you. If your school doesn't offer interventions, then I'm really sorry about that. But what I would do is maybe just make yourself a schedule for when you get home, what days you're going to do what subject and until what time, and then you know you can go home, that's what you've got to do that evening, then you're done. That's what I would do personally. And also try not to leave it till the last minute, because that's what I did. And I know you're all going to ignore me right now, alright, because you're all 15 and 16 and you think you know better. Trust me. Take it from the girl who's done it. Stop leaving it to the last minute. It makes your anxiety so bad. I'd be up like blah, 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 stressing. For what? I had 7 days to do that homework. Just get it done. Just go home and get it done. Everyone's just kind of saying, how are you? How are you feeling? Okay, let me give you a little update since you asked. Genuinely, Lo, thank you everyone for asking. It's really, really sweet of you. Do you know what? I don't really know how I am right now. I'm okay. I'm doing well. I feel like I'm just... I can't actually form a sentence because I just don't know. The thing with me is I have been going on this mental health journey since I was 12 and I'm nearly 20, which makes me feel quite ill. I'm nearly 20 and I'm still going, I'm still struggling. I have my ups, I have my downs. I'm currently contacting a counselling service so that I can go back and have some counselling sessions, because I feel like I'm at a stage in my life right now where I'm ready to let go of everything that I've been through, but I'm also really struggling to do so. I feel like I just need to talk about it. I feel like for me everything was very consistent. One thing would happen, 6-month break, another thing would happen, and just continuous, and so everything was just constantly being repressed. And I have been to counselling. I did counselling for 3 years at school, but that was just school problems. That was just my GCSEs and friendship group stress that I was getting out. And I just feel like now that I'm a little bit older, I've had more time to process everything. I've also had more stuff going the last few years. I don't know if you guys know this, but I lost both my grandparents last year. I went through a bit of a rough time. I don't know. I'm someone who really struggles to let go of anything. I really struggle to let go of trauma. I really struggle to let go if someone has done something bad to me. And not because I don't want to forgive them. I feel like forgiveness is such like proof of who someone is as a person. Is like their measure of forgiveness proves who they are as a person, I feel. But I struggle with that. My camera just ran out of storage and the last clip I filmed on this memory card was in April. The amount of unedited, unuploaded content I have on my cameras is disgusting, so I start vlogging and forget. But anyway, back to the point. What I was saying was I feel like I have a lot of deep buried childhood trauma that I'm really ready to let go of and move on, but I'm just struggling to do so. So I'm looking into some counselling to help me get there, and I will get there, but I'm just having my ups and downs right now. I feel like in general I'm definitely in the best mindset I've ever been in. I feel like I'm having a bit of a spiritual awakening right now. I'm really in touch with like my inner self and like my higher self and my affirmations, and knowing like with me, with my depression, anxiety and whatever else, I know that it's going to get better. Like it's more trauma that I struggle with than anything, because when I look to the future I see everything I want to see, but it's just getting there. I need to be able to let go a little bit. But anyway, I'm going to see if I have any more questions. I feel like I just babbled, but I'm doing okay. I'm just on a bit of a self-healing journey right now, and I'm putting the right work in, and I am doing the right things that I need to do to get there rather than just ignoring it, which is good. And I guess that means I'm in a better place than I have been in a long time. So my storage run out again. Do you know what? I'm looking back at all the stuff on this memory card, and it's all little vlogs, and I really miss vlogging, and I'm definitely going to be uploading some more vlogs. Anyway, my storage run out again. Do you know what? I'm looking back at all the stuff on this memory card, and it's all little vlogs, and I really miss vlogging, and I'm definitely going to be uploading some more vlogs. Anyway, how do you bring yourself into work all the time when your mental health is bad/declining? For me, I think my job has really kept me together, and I'm really grateful for my job because the people I have there are just incredible. I work with Kai's mum and auntie and nan, and I work with my sister, and I have one of the best friends there, Abby, that I could ask for, and I just get with everyone's just so nice. And work keeps me sane, it keeps me in a routine, and for me it's really important to have routines, because without routine, like during lockdown, I definitely had a wobble, because I need that routine in my life. I need to have people around me, I need to be productive, so work definitely keeps me grounded. So for me, it's not a struggle to get into work, it's actually a blessing, and I'm definitely grateful for my job in every way anyway. But if you don't feel like that, then I know it's easier said than done, but I would say get a job that puts you on that level. Like, try and find a job that makes you feel that way, or use it as a distraction, because for me, I'm just so fortunate where, I'm not being funny, my dream is to do YouTube. This is what I want to do full time, this is how I want to make my money. But sometimes that's, you know, it's a journey, and right now I'm working in a warehouse. I don't necessarily want to pick and pack the rest of my life or do admin. I'm very grateful for what I do, and I enjoy what I do, but it's not my dream or my goal, but I'm still happy there. So just try and find something that, even if it's not what you want to do in the long term, something that still makes you happy in the meantime. I think it's so important to have a job you enjoy, otherwise you're already just wasting your life away, and that is my biggest fear, is wasting my life. And also from the same girl, I'm not going to say her name just in case she doesn't want me to, but I hope you're okay and I'm sending you love. But she also asked me if I ever feel like my anxiety and depression could be anything else, which is really weird to me that you asked this, because this is very personal right now, but I just feel like, you guys, this is why I do what I do. Yes, I do. As I said, I've struggled with anxiety and depression since I was 12. It's been nearly 8 years, and I feel like the last year or so there's just been something else going on with me, and I'm not exactly sure what. Like I said, I feel like it could be a lot of built-up trauma, but I just feel like there's something else there, and I know how it feels to have severe depression. I was there. Like, now I have it, but it's not severe. Like, I'd say when I was 15, 16, I was really struggling with my depression, and anxiety I suffer with every single day, and I have for a long time, but there's something else there, and I just know it. You know your own mind and body, you know your own experiences, and from someone who went through suffering badly with anxiety and depression for 8 years, I know in my soul that there's something else on the surface right now, and I really don't know what it is, but I really feel like there is. So I'm in a process right now of trying to get tests and diagnosis. I'm not going to say what for, just because I don't want to disrespect anyone who genuinely struggles with them by just assuming that I have it, if that makes sense. Not that I'm in any way being disrespectful, and I know that everyone watching this video wouldn't make that assumption anyway, but I just feel like that's something I'll disclose closer to the time. But yeah, I do think you know your own mind better than anyone else does, so if you feel like there may be something else wrong, then definitely look into it, because you can't get better without the right treatments and the right procedures, and you're never going to know what treatments and procedures you need without finding out what you need to do. So, or find out what's wrong, sorry. So yeah, for me right now, I'm going through counselling, I'm dealing with my anxiety and depression, but I'm also trying to figure out if there is anything else bubbling on the surface. If there is, cool, then I know what's wrong and I can make steps towards fixing it, and if it's not, then at least I can scratch that off and just keep moving forward and see if anything else comes up down the line. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave this video anyway. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you're still here and made it to the end, do comment down below that you did, just so I know that you're a real one, and I really appreciate that you did. But it's been really nice just to have a little bit of a chat with you guys and be open again, because I feel like I've switched off the camera for too long, and I really love YouTube, and I know YouTube's dying right now, and I know social media is getting more difficult by the day, but I just love YouTube so much. I love making videos and I love making content, and I don't want to stop that. And yeah, like I just want my job to be my video diary. Like this is my video diary, this is my life, and I just want this to be my job so badly. And I know that if I want that, I need to start switching on the camera and actually sharing my bad times with you rather than switching off the camera while I go through them. But yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you all so much. I appreciate you all so much. I hope I did help and give you some decent advice in this video. But yeah, look after yourselves and I'll see you next week with a brand new video. Bye.